Usually when I have this out, you know what it means. It's Bob Ross painting time. We're on episode 7 of season 1. Let's see here. Season 1, episode 7. And most of what... Oops. Okay. So most of what we've done so far have been really kind of single color. The red one turned out to be multicolor only because it was such a mess. But it shouldn't have been. It should have been mostly red. So this one he goes in to start to do some multicolor stuff. But part of this is using up supplies. I have used up all of my, I think they're 8x10 canvases. Now I have these. So I'm going to be doing this on a much smaller scale. But I have a lot of them, so we'll get there. But I don't want to use my nicer stuff up on this first. First we're going to use these, so there's only some preparation we have to do. Because these are not prepared to paint. So I'm going to start by picking out some appropriately sized brushes, which I think I'm still going to be okay with this palette knife. I think I can handle it. I do have a couple smaller ones I could go to, just not smaller in the shape. Yeah, well, this one's kind of that shape. No, we're sticking with this one. But I want to, let's see here. And my 1 inch, I think that'll be okay with getting stuff on, but I want one that's kind of, this guy, I think will be okay. I do have a smaller mop, and I think we got past the dropping all the stuff on the canvas. A mop. We're going to pull out this one because it's a bit smaller. And for backup, that one. And just in case, we're going to use this one here. I had a really bad art color one that I was surprised at how bad it was. But, sorry, I have a allergy cough going. Anything irritates my forever cough. So I made myself a cup of coffee. Today in my coffee I put some of the chocolate that I got from the Dominican Republic, cinnamon, cardamom, clove. Clove tea is so good. The brown sugar and half and half. Not that anybody cared, but I really love coffee. Okay, so I'm going to start first because it doesn't do any weird colors this time, just white. I have some gesso. Anyway, we're just going to get this on there. Oop. And he uses some pink today. Well, he's mixed some pink, but I'm going to use some pink and purple, so there we go. We got it covered. And we're good. I'm not going to wash off this brush yet. I am going to just dry it. And here we go. Okay, so he wants to do Almighty Mountains. I picked the wrong day and the wrong canvas, I can already see. He wants to do Almighty Mountains and clouds in front of the mountains, and what she says is Very difficult. I am so gonna fail at this one. Sorry, I just see some spots that need some smoothing out. So yeah, I'm gonna zoom in for you so you can see this canvas really well. There we go. Okay, so he says a lavender type. Yes, yes. We're gonna make a sky that's lavender. So you can, let's see how much lavender I got. Oh, I got quite a bit in here. And it's way too much, but that's okay. I'm actually going to switch brushes now to this one, which I don't have my bucket. There it is. Let's make sure I have my bucket at hand. Keeping your brushes dry for this process with the acrylics is just really important. Okay. So, here we go. Oops. And then I touched it.
They've been sort of tested. There we go. I already have magic white on the canvas. So we're just literally mixing paint right here on the canvas. Okay. And we'll just bring this down to about like so. There we go. Now I'll go into just a little Prussian blue.
So because the gesso is wet, it's mixing right in there, which is kind of what he is doing on there. So I'm just trying to mix it in. He has obviously a much richer color because he's mixing the blue and crimson right on the canvas, which I am just not doing. So, bad me. Going to get a little bit more because I want it to be darker up here. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna wash my brush. And I don't know how well you can see that because we're about to. So, oh boy. This is the thing that I found works the best for this. It has like scrapers and stuff so I can really get stuff out and really dry off the brush. So, what does he want next? So he's using the darker Prussian blue. I have my 2 blue here. Ugh. Go. Same thing. Put another brush. And kind of wipe it off.
And while we have the old brush dirty here, I'll take a little phthalo green and Prussian blue, and we'll lay in some water here.
Uh-oh. So he got some phthalo green to lay in water. That's metallic. I don't want metallic. I have this hunter green. Go. He's taking some of that blue and green, and I know he's mixing on the canvas, but I'm going to mix a little bit in my palette first because I'm going to need to really dry this brush off. And because he comes in kind of down here like this, and like this. Oop. I really wish I had something to hold it flat for me. There we go. Okay. On the camera, that looks like it's like the colors. Okay. It is quite bright. Because I'm using acrylics, when I put the light right on it, it really is hard to see, but hopefully you can kind of see. Okay, so he takes a little bit of red and white. I need to move some stuff around. Oh my gosh. I have stuff drying everywhere, so a lot. But he takes some of his red, and I got this bright red here. Ooh, okay. I just wanted you to look at this because look at all the pretty colors on this palette. And white. White is my problem. Why is it my problem? Because I'm running out of it. So I have this antique white, which I've been using, this kind of yellowish antique white. I have a grayish antique white. Here. I'm not going to use the grayish one. I think the yellow one will work pretty well. I thought I discovered I had something that was kind of white. Those are all grays. I thought I had, didn't I have new white? Oh, I do. I do have actual white too, but I've been trying to use up some of that, so I'm actually going to put some, both of this. There we go. Let's see here. The white that's in this Palmer paint is really thick. I'm going to take some of this. Okay. So he took a little bit of red. I'm going to take some of this antique, some of this actual. It's too much. His is very white. So I could use a pink for this. It probably would have been easier to mix. Took too much red. Okay, there we go. There we go. And I'm getting. Okay. So he's putting some clouds in. big old tree up here. I'm not really going to do that because I don't want to cover up all that. He wants to cover up all that. I don't. But I am going to go through and do some more highlights, I think, now. I need to clean my brush off. So he's putting all kinds of big trees up around here to kind of frame. He has like a big dead tree on the side and then a big live tree coming up over here. I don't know. I really like how this is. And I don't think I'm going to go too much further. Mostly I'm just laying out some very basic highlights. And trying not to destroy too much of the dark, but trying to give the mountains a little bit better definition, if that makes sense. I'm not exactly happy with what happened in the front there, but overall, like, there we go. Look at this. Turned out pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Doesn't look like his at all. But none of mine are ever going to look like, I mean, you're just kind of following along with him, like with the techniques he's trying to do, not necessarily trying to copy his picture. At least I'm not. So I'm just cleaning off my brushes, and I think that that's good. I'm not going to put the big trees there or anything like that. There's just not enough room on this canvas. Oh, which is fine. Try not to drip any more water on there. Clean off my paint knife, which I might need to go scrub. You can just kind of scrape it off. I need to wash my hands. Jeez. But yeah, that's another one. I really hope you enjoyed.